You could talk to him if you want, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm gonna wait on you.
Yeah.
It's another show.
We about to get started, y'all. Just give me a minute. We about to get started. Let me get this here popping, man. Talk to them. No, we're talking about our record while we waiting.
Thanksgiving weekend coming up. We 21-16 now. About 57%. I had to step back last week, but I mean it's only going to be coming even faster, furious now with all these games now. College basketball about being full swing. College football about getting to the playoffs. NFL coming down to the nitty gritty now. No more bye weeks. These teams are going to be either going for the playoffs.
Bye week's over?
No more. That's it. It's all going into the last quarter of the regular season. So hey, this is where the lines are real good. So you can really make money. If you're picking off these lines, you can make good money off.
Salute to Jonas. All right, y'all. Today we're doing a special tribute video. I want to shout out all my peoples that died on the line. Rest in peace to all my warriors, man. And last but not least, today, anyway, before I get into my man, happy birthday, rest in peace to my stepfather, Huchito. And rest in peace to a good dude named Lino Rodriguez, man, from Florida, man. God bless your soul, Lino. I know how dedicated you was in this sports thing. Me and you constantly used to go back and forth with it. You always been a good dude. Every time I used to see you, it was nothing but love. We hardly seen each other, but when we did, it was love, and we kicked it a lot about baseball. You was magnificent in baseball, Lino. And with that, I got this song dedicated to you, and then we gonna start the show, man. Yeah, salute, man. Salute to Lino Rodriguez, man. This is for all the good times that we shared, man, that we hollered, man. Every time we hollered, we went back and forth with it, man. This is what it's about, man.
Flowers for the dead.
Got Big Jonas on board. That's my dude right there.
At times I still hear your voice
Parlay
in my
King.
head.
Jonas is the Parlay King.
But I wish that you
Real
was
talk.
here instead.
I'm the teaser king, though.
And all our
I'm the
precious
teaser
memories, I'll never forget.
Just straight back there.
We've been best friends ever since we were little kids. So I sit and reminisce on all the things we ever did. I remember all the stupid
Dedicated
shit I can't
to Lino
forget.
Rodriguez,
God forgive us
baby.
for our sins and give you the strength to live. Far from sensitive, but I'm shedding tears right now, cause I'm watching you fight for your life and I can't help out. Meanwhile, the doctor shocking your chest, checking for breath. I was with you from the stretcher to the hospital bed, not believing it yet. Everybody sat and depressed, counting your blessings, praying and praying, hoping for the best, waiting in bed. Your wife Duke shaking from stress, breaking in tears and fear, cause though she loved you to death. Next thing you know, the doctor comes out,
Work with us, y'all. I have to dedicate this to my dude, man. Lino Rodriguez, man. Rest in peace, man. Fuck cancer,
I'll
man.
never forget. God bless you. Flowers for the dead.
Moments of silence for Lino Rodriguez, man.
Miss you, twin. Wish you was here with me.
Salute to Lino Rodriguez. That was for you, brother. That was for, putting in your work with the Alyork Sports Show. And that's my way of thanking you, is by starting you off on the show, bro. Talk to him, though.
Yeah, that I used to remember seeing his name come up when he'd be in the in the chats watching, supporting. It's just it's crazy to me because that name is my son's name also, and there's not a lot of Linos out there. I mean, that's a real rare name.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of Italian, it's a little Latin, but I would just remember seeing that name. Like, how has somebody else got the same name as my son? That name is supposed to be unique, but hey, he's probably one of a kind of dude too. So
Great dude, man. I mean, I didn't know him enough to be fronting like he was my dude.
Right.
But I haven't seen him in over 25 years. But every time we linked up, it was love. And we used to kick it on baseball like all night, just going at it. He used to write passages. Yeah, Lino knew his baseball, man. But yeah, talk to him, man.
Yeah, it's it's life, you go through that all the time with people you never know what's going to happen. Life's real precious.
Cherish life, y'all. We at that
advantage.
age. We at that age where we dropping, man. Yeah. So you got to cherish every moment, man.
Take advantage of who you know and make sure you tell them you love them because you never know when it could be their last Thanksgiving.
Especially, when you're pushing the 40-40 club. You're on the 40-40 club and up, man. Tell motherfuckers you love them, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But all right, let me give a shout out to all the East Coast out there, the West Coast out there tuning in, the Midwest. New York City, Queens, Brooklyn, all that. Shout out to Vegas. Shout out to Oregon up top.
Yes,
LA.
Sir.
All them. I know they all listening from all parts of the country. Shout out to Syndicate Radio TV.
Yes, sir.
All day, out there, taking care of business. One Voice, Vegas Divas, the champ D Beeman. The Wayne Beeman, he's doing his thing. Tony Sports and Credit Fix. You got to fix your credit.
I always tell y'all.
Let us know. Let my boy Al know.
Never too late, man.
He'll take care of your credit. I mean, that's one thing that you can fix because it takes years. So once you go down, to 500, 400 range,
yep.
It takes years to get that.
And I got the go-to guy.
Talking about fast. So.
IG me, inbox me, email me at al.newyork@yahoo.com.
Let's get ready to do the show?
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. We going right into yesterday's ball game, which I got playing behind us. The Baltimore Ravens spanked the LA Rams. And for some reason, me and him felt like the Rams would cover. We ain't put no money on it, but we were leaning on the Rams because we just thought the fluky shit was up.
And it was more of a they had to win more. Motivation.
Right.
They really needed this win more than the Ravens did.
Right. And one thing I learned about Lamar Jackson, and Jonas, if you're still there, I want you to listen, bro. Lamar Jackson, that fake shit, that whatever shit don't apply to Lamar. Lamar's going in every game trying to take motherfucking dudes' heads off, man. Lamar Jackson is the truth, man. And let me rephrase. I had Russell Wilson before Lamar's game yesterday as the MVP until now.
Not anymore.
Not no more. Not after 5 touchdowns in 3 quarters. He broke the Monday Night Football touchdown record in 3 quarters.
Third time this year he's had 5 touchdowns.
In 3 quarters. It's opening night on football, Monday Night Football. He throws for 5 and 3. They scored on every drive that he was in there.
Punter didn't even have to do he making $3.5 million a year. Ain't got to do nothing.
He ain't had to do anything. So let's go to the game itself. They scored the first 21 points. It was pure domination out the gate. Talk to them on what you've seen and what you thought of the game and where the Rams are going and where the Ravens are going.
It's just 2 teams going in opposite directions. The glitz and glamour starting to wear off on McVay, the head coach of the Rams, boy genius. I mean, the rose petals are really falling off quick. Because I know they was just in the Super Bowl not even 10 months ago, 11 months ago. 10 months ago. And now they look like a mediocre team that's not even going to make the playoffs, let alone.
Now, is it more McVay?
It's a little bit McVay and it's a lot of Goff. But it's a little bit of McVay, too, because it's still his team, it's still the personnel he's putting out there and all that. But the problem is not even just that. It's just that they look like they're just playing scared. Like, they ain't playing with the aggressive nature that they had. And we all know the running games fell off with Todd Gurley going through it. And that right there is going to make it a lot more difficult for the quarterback.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate. Goff used to roll out East and West last year.
Right. Now he does a lot more pocket passing.
Now the defenses are forcing them into more of a pocket, kind of like Mitchell Trubisky. Are they both having the same issues where they cannot throw the ball right in the pocket? You know what I mean? Like the defenses is taking away what they like to do best.
Yeah, that's what you
said. So both of them are having the same failures, correct?
Adjustments. And I just don't know how they can get themselves off the mat from where they at now. While the Ravens are going in the opposite direction. They out there balling. Lamar Jackson pretty much made himself the favorite to win the MVP now. I think right now that he's a minus 300 in some books to win the MVP, while Russell Wilson's about 7-2.
He's playing like a maniac. I mean, Russell the Muscle is doing everything you can ask him for.
Oh, yeah.
But Lamar's on a different planet,
my dude. He's another step level higher.
My dude, when he takes off, you already know it's 10-plus yards.
He's a problem right now. And usually...
Ground and pound. Baltimore Ravens, another thing. I don't know if me and you spoke about this before. One of the main reasons for his success on top of, him just being multi-talented. It's the fact that they built the offense around his strengths.
Right.
And I keep telling people that if coaches did more of that, these quarterbacks would be a lot better.
Well, you saw that with Patrick Mahomes and the way Andy Reid did too.
Yes, Andy Reid played to Mahomes' strengths. And the guy that I keep forgetting his name in Washington, that he played Minnesota one year. What's the guy's name again? Remember that they lost to the Eagles with him? The quarterback that he was in Minnesota. He's in Washington right now. No, the white guy that he got the big contract with Denver.
Oh, Kirk Cousins.
No, not Cousins. The other guy. I always forget his name because he does. Anyway, bottom line is Minnesota played to his strengths that year. That year that they beat the Saints on that lucky touchdown. Remember with Diggs?
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. There you go. Keenum had a terrific year because they played to his strengths.
Right. That's true.
So the point I'm trying to make is if you play to these quarterback strengths, they'll do better. But the thing with Trubisky and Goff is that they were playing to their strengths, but the defense is watching video for a whole year, took away what they do best, kind of what Bill Belichick does. Mm-hmm. So how do you overcome that? And the Rams are fucked because they got Goff signed for X amount of years, and they got to give Ramsey a pocket full of money because they gave up 2 number ones for Ramsey. So how you gonna pay Ramsey another 20 M's when you looking suspect right now, even with him?
Right.
So talk to them before we move on.
D-Block, I see what you just said. I would love to see the Niners and Ravens in the Super Bowl. Hey,
Appreciate that, Greg Williams.
That was what we saw in the Super Bowl with the Hardball Bowl. It could be another rematch, but we also gonna see him next week, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. 49ers going back to the East to play in Baltimore. Baltimore's a 6-point favorite. And the thing with that game is people will say, oh, man.
You just took me into my next subject, but go ahead.
The Niners have to travel to the East to play. It don't matter. The Ravens are traveling to the East, too.
What's up, Daisy? I love you, baby.
They just played last night in California, Los Angeles. Have to travel back home. So they both doing the traveling. So I don't want to hear the whole Niners got to travel to the East to play. And they both on the same schedule right now. So Niners actually have the advantage because they got to leave yesterday.
Yeah, they got to leave a little earlier.
So throw all that out the window. The whole West Coast team playing on the East Coast. The Ravens are.
That's a great point too. Coming out of Los Angeles,
right.
That's a great point.
And with a day later, a day less rest.
Yes.
So this.
So that shouldn't take no effect on the game.
So remember that this is the first real good defense I think that the Ravens are. I mean, I beat the Patriots. They beat the brakes off them, but this 49ers defense, we saw what they did to Aaron Rodgers. Now this is not Aaron Rodgers coming at you. This is a Lamborghini coming at you. This isn't a Cadillac. It's going to be he's going to have to do a lot of adjustments to stop Lamar Jackson because
ground and pound.
It's going to be a hell of a game. It's a shame it's a 10 a.m. game. It's kind of going to get lost.
Yeah, why didn't they make that a prime? They could have switched it. They've been switching games.
That one. I mean, I think because both teams have been in prime time so much.
They fucked that, man. That might be the Super Bowl right there.
But didn't do it, and we'll find out this week. It's going to be a good game.
Well, let me elaborate back on it. 10-1 Niners invade Baltimore. 9-2 Ravens. The line is -6. You said the line went up from 4.5 to 6. So everybody's betting the Baltimore Ravens. So that might be a game you kind of want to be careful with. You maybe want to bring the Ravens down to a money line, tease them. But the 6 might be difficult to get while everybody's on them. And one thing I can say about the Baltimore Ravens, they beat the Patriots. They beat the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Now, if they beat the Niners, would you be convinced that they beat the best 3 teams in the NFL?
You could say that. I mean, their losses were kind of bad losses. The Browns. And there was another one I can't think of right now. I want to say it was the Steelers or somebody like that.
Right.
It was another kind of a mediocre loss. But, I mean, that's when they were 2-2, and they were still coming into their own. Right now, the way they're playing, they're really hitting their stride coming around the stretch here towards the end of the season.
Hollywood Brown. You got Ingram running.
You got 3 Heisman Trophy winners.
Damn, dog.
It's in that offense if they really want to do it that way. But, hey, right now, I think power ratings-wise, they're the best team in the AFC and NFC. I think if you put the Ravens in Foxborough at the end of the season, Patriots would probably still be favored only because the game's in Foxborough and there's a revenge factor because they lost to him already early in the season. And
Belichick will find a way.
Belichick coming off the revenge.
He will find a way to make Lamar beat him with the arm. But like you seen yesterday, 5 touchdown throw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he can
No
prove he
question.
can beat you out
Against
the pocket.
against
But
a
then
legitimate
again,
defense.
yeah, but you know what? The thing with the Rams, they got a lot of holes on defense.
Right.
They're legitimate.
Patriots look like they have a better defensive team than offensive team right now.
Yeah, but let me give you
Patriots-
some numbers on the Niners. Niners are 6th ranked on offense and number 1 at defense. They give up 248 yards, 14.8 points a game. Only the Patriots give up less points. So they're going to beef up that line. They're going to put 7 up on the line, and I love their front 7, bro. They coming. Especially Bosa. I expect to hear a lot of Bosa come Sunday. And the Ravens are ranked number 2 on offense and 14 on defense. But their defense is kind of like, okay, they give up yardage, but they make big plays.
Right.
So statistically, they're not going to hit you.
Right,
But they got some playmakers on defense.
They're not the Ravens in the early 2000s.
Yeah, you seen the guy yesterday that got the pick at the end of the game, Smith. These guys make plays on defense. So this is going to be the game that should have been a primetime game. Unfortunately, is not. Do you got any predictions on this game right now before we move on?
I would only go Baltimore, but it's tough because the Niners have a good schedule. They played legitimate teams, but Green Bay Packers we all knew they were fraudulent.
Right.
A couple of their wins were kind of fraudulent. One against the Lions, one against another team where they got lucky at the end with a bunch of calls that were going their way. And Aaron Rodgers got exposed.
So you still ain't giving the San Francisco their props because you haven't given their props yet.
They beat the Rams early in the season, and I was like, all right, they beat a legitimate team in the Rams.
Right.
And they blew them out. They blew them out in St. Louis or in L.A. But now that you see the Rams how they really are, it's like, was that win really good? They lost to Seattle, which was another legitimate team.
They was up 10. They should have put that game away. They should have put that game away. You're still not sold. I don't feel like you sold on them.
I'm not sold on them yet. And that's why the Niners right now are 7-1 to win the Super Bowl, while the Saints are 4-1, and there's another NFC team that's ahead of them too.
So that's because of Jimmy G.
Okay.
Because their defense solid, their offensive line solid, they fullback is solid, their tight end is solid, all of them is solid. Sherman, Jimmy G is. Can he take it to that level of championship play?
Yeah, but we'll find out.
So it's all going to come down on Jimmy G.
It's a blessing to be able to see a game that good, though, this late.
I see you, baby.
A 9-1 team facing or whatever the records are, 10-1 and 9-2.
Yeah.
This late in the season, it's going to be exciting to watch.
Tune in Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific. If you're on the West Coast, Niners at Baltimore Ravens. Should be a great one. Now, let's go to boxing news, man. Tell the peoples where you were this Saturday, man. Talk to them, man.
Grand Garden Arena, you already know.
Yeah, I'm going to set to the side. You're going to get more of the middle. Go ahead, man.
I was in there waiting for the main event to start. Got there about an hour early. Saw the Santa Cruz fight beforehand. He fought some bum, 2 Mexicans fighting. He took care of business, and then we all knew it was getting real close to King Kong against the Bronx Bomber.
Bomber, baby.
Hey, King Kong came out to some Rick Ross. He walked out. He got the crowd hype. You heard a lot. There was a lot of Cuban people around me.
Right.
It was all Cuba this, Cuba that. They were getting hype. So
DB, I see you, baby.
They was getting excited for their man. I mean, it's a rematch, so they know what happened the first time, and you make adjustments. So it was just like, don't get knocked down too early, and if you can make it a good fight, And then Bronx Bomber came out to some Armageddon music. He was wearing masks. Gold, so he looked like
he be wild.
Like shredder.
He be wild.
Yeah, he be wild. It came out real slow walk. Crowd got hype. It was it was just the way he presents himself coming out. He tries to make a show presentation.
Okay, let me ask you something. Was the beginning of the fight, that shit you talking about, was as good as the fight itself?
No.
So it was like going to a Vegas night game, right?
That was better than the fight.
Because every time Vegas nights, when they call a timeout, it's more fun doing the timeout than the game itself.
That was better than the whole fight, because when the fight started, it's hard to explain, because Wilder is not a real boxer type. He don't come at you with.
He's a one-hitter quitter.
He's not going to break you down here, and he's losing rounds left and right, and he don't care.
On our eyes. You said the judges. Explain to them how the judges had it.
I was playing about that.
Okay.
The judges really had it. Ortiz was ahead in all 3 cards. I was just messing with
so why are you fucking with me, man? Damn. Because I told you I had. I told you I had him 5-1.
He had a 5. The 2 judges had a 5-1. 1 judge had a 6-0.
Shit,
So,
Ortiz was cleaning in that fight.
And if you watch
Cleaning.
because Wilder wasn't throwing no punches, he's just chilling, waiting, stalking. Stalking his prey, just looking for a
Douglas
spot.
Bennett said Glass Joe. I don't know about that.
No, he didn't even hit him in the jaw.
T-Pain, what up, baby?
He got hit right here in the face.
I don't know about no Glass Joe. Yo, Wilder hit hard. Now listen, true boxing fans hate the way Wilder fights.
It's hard to watch.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
It's hard to watch.
I'm not a die-hard boxing dude, but I know enough to talk about it and get it popping enough. I'm not impressed by Wilder's skill set at all.
Nobody is really.
I even posted up that I think Razor Ruddock could have beat him. And he wasn't even one of the top champions back in the days.
Right.
But one thing about Deontay Wilder, a.k.a. the Bronx Bomber, in his mind, he got 12 rounds
To figure it out.
to hit you one time solid.
That's it.
What is it, 2 minutes a round or 3 minutes
3 minute
round?
rounds.
3 minute rounds. In his mind, he just got to connect one time. Happy Thanksgiving, Miss T-Pain. God bless you and your husband and your family, baby. One time. Now, from the strategy aspect of his mindset, Wilder don't care if he win pretty.
No, you don't care.
He don't care about that shit. Wilder wins, the checks get bigger, he stays undefeated. So he gives a fuck about style play. So that's why when we compare him to all these Razor Ruddock, Mike Tyson, Trevor Burbeck, etc., George Foreman, he's not even on the top 10 list.
It's a different list.
But in his book, he gonna knock every motherfucker that step in that ring. Talk to him.
Shout out Mike Tyson. He was at the fight actually with a beard, looking old. But all of his wins, he's only got one fight where he won by knockout.
Oh, that's how you said he sits in the cut and throws nothing but nice fight and like basically a one-hitter quitter.
Yep.
You're right, Tanya. That's what I was just talking about.
And the crowd around me, you could hear a lot of murmuring, like, "Oh man, this is it for Wilder." You know he's losing by scorecards.
Yo, he had him shaking there.
Yeah, it's getting and all you heard was Cuba this and Cuba that and Spanish here, Spanish there. They getting the hype for their man Ortiz. All of a sudden, the hit came. He was real quiet. You didn't hear none of them. They was walking out.
Hold up.
And the Wilder,
D-Block, my boy D-Block said Tyson would put him to sleep.
it's-
D-Block, Tyson doing that bob and weave shit like that,
He gets caught
Wilder
one
will
time,
not hit him.
if he gets
And
caught
Tyson, you
one
know
time.
how they are. The bigger they are, he chops those trees down all day like he did Frank Bruno, Spinks, Burbeck, Razor Ruddock, all them motherfuckers Tyson bring down, baby. So I'm with you, D-Block. Talk to him.
Yeah, so it was a good.
Hold up. They saying Money Mayweather.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, George, hold up, Joe. We'll get into that. But my man D. Bender said that he should fight Mayweather. Hell no.
That ain't gonna happen.
He too big for him.
Giant.
I'd rather see Mayweather get after Bud
100-pound
Crawford.
difference. Yeah,
That would show me a lot, but of course Mayweather ain't gonna do that.
Right.
Again,
So
talk to
then,
him.
the fight ended. He was hype. He's yelling Bronx, bomber this, bomb squad that. Ortiz was upset, of course, because he had his second chance. But now we all know what's coming up next. The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, undefeated.
George Foreman, you right, bro.
He only has one. He has one tie, just like Wilder has one tie. We're gonna finally get this rematch because Fury outboxed him that whole fight. Really,
Let me say this,
Right.
fam, do you really want to see this fight?
the second time, just because it was a draw. Yeah, you have to see who's the better.
I don't like Fury.
Nobody
Fury's
does.
on some
But
tat
he's
shit.
a better boxer than Wilder. He has better fundamentals. He
does, but you see how Wilder barely nipped him
Yeah.
and he dropped. Like,
so now he gonna make sure he drop him this time.
I think Wilder's gonna get him this time.
Of course,
dog.
I think he's gonna make sure he drop him
I
earlier.
think he's gonna get him this time early too.
So that's gonna be the
Buster
next big
Douglas
fight.
too, D Bender. You ain't lying. Buster Douglas will fuck him up too. He's just too much of a skill set.
But shout out to the Bronx Bomber. It was an entertaining fight. I was glad to be there. Glad to say I was there to see that
Right.
in action, and looking forward to him fighting better fighters.
Real quick before we leave off the subject, what's next for homie, man?
For who?
Ortiz.
I think he's about to be done soon. He's older than you. I
King
think.
Kong? King Kong's 38, man. Stop playing around.
He looked like he's 48. That's the thing, though. He looked like an old gunnery sergeant, master sergeant that's just
Right.
waiting to hang it up.
Lennox Lewis to beat him too. You're right, Santana.
Yeah,
So what's next for King Kong? Because he lost
seen
two
Rockman.
fights.
He was actually at the fight too. I seen Rockman.
Robbie
I said, what
Rockman.
up
I
to
don't
him?
know if he'll beat him.
I said, "What up to him?" And he
Yeah, I don't
was
know if
like,
he
how
would
you
beat
even know
him.
who I am? You're looking at me like, how you know me? I'm like, yeah.
Because you had the big fucking
because I
jammy
seen you
one
get
day.
1-2 by Lennox Lewis. That's how I know who you are. But I didn't want to say none of that. But
I think James Toney rocked him. He had some big ass fucking knot.
Yep. But Riddick Bowe, we can throw that out there too.
Yeah, when Bo went before, he was eating a lot.
Yeah.
When he had them 3 big fights, because Bo after them 3 big fights, all he did was sit behind the table and eat.
Yeah. But hey, that was boxing this weekend, and shout out to the heavyweight division trying to finally make some noise again.
Yeah, yes, sir. But it's still kind of dead, though.
They're trying.
It's still kind of dead, though. When you got a guy that got no technical skill set leading that group.
Someone's got to beat him.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked. I know, man. Okay, let's move on to the NFL again. My Cowboys went to New England. They went to Foxborough last week. Or this Sunday, whatever, you feel better saying. There was 2 tripping calls. That was about the most bullshit calls I've seen in a minute.
Okay.
And both of those calls really affected the game. They really did. One of them led to that block punt shit.
Right.
I want your take on the game and the tripping calls. Talk to him.
The game, Patriots, their strategy right now, because their offense has been in disarray, is to control the time of possession, control the field position, and let the special teams and defense win the ball games for them, because Tom Brady doesn't have the weapons right now, or he's just finally getting to that age where he's just not surgical as he was. Still winning ball games.
To his defense, though, windy, cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. It was,
I know before
both teams is tough.
He delivers, but those are the worst. Weather conditions to play under.
At the end of the day, the Patriots got it done. Didn't cover, but they did get the win. The tripping call, if you really break it down, it was a trip. Okay, it was a trip. Lifted his leg up, trip. But they don't ever call that. So
I'm gonna disagree with you.
They don't ever call it.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Call it now?
It looked like a natural movement. It really did look like a natural movement. But if it looked like a trip. But when you
and that's all referees need.
Yeah, but
like,
they
why
fucked
throw
up.
That flag right there? You don't have to throw that flag. There's
They
only been
fucked
4
up.
tripping calls in the whole NFL all
See,
season.
that's the point I'm trying to make. Tripping calls are usually superiorly, like real, like noticeable.
Blocks,
noticeable.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're saying.
The fact that they wasn't noticeable and you're throwing a flag on that.
That's all I'm saying.
Come on,
was
dog.
a penalty, but you don't have to call that there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say my Cowboys lost cause of that.
Right.
But you don't know, man. Like, you don't make those calls, that could change the game.
Question of the game, right.
And we only lost 13-9.
To me, the game was lost by Jason Garrett. Okay, you ain't been in the red zone all game, really. You finally get there in the 4th quarter after a great play to, I think it was Randall Cobb, went down the sideline, fumbled the ball.
Humpty, you better tune in back, man. You missed a lot, Hump.
Now, they get down to their, about the 12-yard line, they go 3 and out. There's 4th and 7. I don't care. You down a touchdown, a field goal.
Humpty's gonna go in on the Patriots. I'm waiting on him. Get
okay. You gotta go for the touchdown there. You don't kick a field goal there. Okay, you gotta go for the touchdown. When's the next time you're gonna be in that position? The probability of them winning actually dropped 8%.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Field goal, because how many times are they going to get back to that position? You already there. You got momentum. Even if they don't get the first down. You got a good
defense, and you keep them deep.
Get the first
you
down,
got them pinned deep.
You got them pinned on the 8-yard line, whatever.
Right.
It didn't make any sense to me at the time. When I look at it now, I still don't think Jason Garrett knew what he was talking about. I think he said later on, we knew our defense was stout enough to stop that anemic Patriot offense. So
Douglas Bender said, "Fuck the Pats."
Went for the field goal, but hey. I think the game was more lost in that point than the tripping. I don't want to blame referees. I'd rather blame the coaching staff for making that decision. Instead of going for the tie, you take a meaningless 3 points that means nothing at the end of the game.
See, Jerry Jones has to understand, right? New England's been great for how many years?
20-something.
20 years, right? Half the time they got mediocre teams.
Right.
So you have to tell yourself they got great coaches.
Of course, right.
We all know that Garrett's not a great coach.
But he's a puppet.
Jerry Jones got all the fucking money you can want. You gonna tell me you cannot shop a hot ass coach? Maybe coming out of college?
He doesn't want one to be better. He wants his own puppet.
He already had the puppet shit.
Wade Phillips?
He had the puppets, you know what I'm saying? He already had Garrett for all these years.
When he did that with Bill Parcells, he could feel Bill Parcells trying to take over.
Jimmy Jones was the first one.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson was the first one.
Right.
Jimmy Johnson won what was it, 2 chips? Mm-hmm. Got rid of him. Because Jimmy Johnson would constantly battle with him.
Right. You don't want
Jerry Jones, all these double J's is fucking me up, right? Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has to understand he getting older, man. I know he got all the money in the world. He could get every part of his body taken out. He could get new lungs if he needed. He got all that money for all that. But he's got to know his days are still limited.
Right.
You got to win a couple more before you die, bro. And you're not going to win with Garrett. You got all the talent on the field. Paper champions. Their defense is stout, though. If you look at the line, the linebackers, etc. Offensively, they got the three-headed monster still.
Yeah. They only gave it that block punt. That was it.
And then you added Gallup. Gallup's a beast. How do you not win it? What are they, 6-5? How do you 6-5 with a team that should easily be 8-3?
Well, they know the NFC East is so weak. It don't matter if you 5-6 because the Eagles
still
ain't
don't give them
nothing.
excuses, man.
Giants ain't doing nothing. The rest
They
of them,
getting
doing just
out.
enough.
Listen, they getting out coaching these close games, and they haven't beat a team with a winning record yet. Though I think that changes this week.
Okay.
They're gonna beat the Bills. By how much I don't know, but they're gonna beat. That's gonna be their first win against a team. That's your team.
It's your team versus my team.
Yeah, that's your team too.
We got a lot of revenge from 1993. All right, we upset about that 55-10 loss. I'm still mad about Leon Lett trying to walk in the end zone. We remembering that. All right, so we got a little revenge this week. The Bills are gonna be ready.
So, any last thing you want to add on?
Nah, that's about it. That was a tough game for the Cowboys in that weather environment, and they did cover the point spread. But I didn't expect them to win that game just because I just know the way the Cowboys are, and they're just not at that level yet.
I thought that was a nice spot for the Cowboys to sneak one. I really thought that was a nice spot.
That field goal, that was a dumb decision, game-wise, made everybody else money.
Right.
I mean, believe me, the bettors and gamblers.
Douglas saying prediction on Super Bowls.
Go ahead. I'll tell you mine.
I say the Niners get in, man. I love Seattle, but I think the Niners will get them when it counts. Okay. And I mean, how can you not take ground and pound right now? I mean, how can you not? So I think I see the Baltimore Niners at this moment. It could easily change in the next 2 weeks, Douglas. I really don't like putting my Super Bowl winner now, but since you asking for it, that's what I'm feeling now. But it can change in the next couple of weeks.
Humpty, I agree with you. Bills money line straight up this week. But if my Super Bowl prediction,
no, I think Humpty got the 0.7. He knows they're not gonna beat the Cowboys.
All right.
You got the points. Yeah, good.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say Seattle gets it done.
49ers and Patriots. Oh, that's not bad.
I'm gonna say Seattle gets it done, and I think the Chiefs are pretty much dead because their defense is so bad.
Defense is suspect, and they ain't got no home field
yeah,
too.
It's just gonna be either the Patriots or the Ravens. And if you're gonna tell me the Patriots, you gotta go through Foxborough. It's hard for me to go against the Patriots. Coming off the only loss of the season probably being the Ravens, that revenge factor. Belichick will be ready. This could be the last run. I'll say Seattle, New England, and Seattle wins in the Super Bowl. They get their revenge from
Seattle, New England again. I don't want to watch that.
I don't want to watch it either.
Again.
I don't want to see. But I just don't think the Niners are ready yet. I think they're still too young, too green.
The Patriots are going to be ground and pound.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
The Saints will
Remember,
have some problem.
Who has beaten the Patriots at Foxborough more than anybody in playoffs?
Ravens.
All right, then.
That was Joe Flacco though.
I don't give a fuck. We talk about Lamar Jackson,
was,
a.k.a. Action Jackson, baby.
That was a defense that was...
Yo, Day One, talk to your man, Day One. Let him know how Action Jackson's doing it.
That was the number one defense, though. This is the 15th ranked defense.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving because we got 11 minutes left. Real quick, does Dak Prescott get his 40 pieces he's asking for?
Nah, I don't know about 40. But he'll get paid something.
I think he's our quarterback. He
He'll
really is.
It's up to him.
Yeah,
it's his ego.
Being a Cowboy, it ain't like getting rid of Garrett. You lose Dak. Dak is the main dude on that team. I hate to say it. I thought it was Zeke, but it's Dak. Now, can Dak win those playoff games? That's yet to be seen. But he's got all the numbers. Let me go through his numbers real quick. 21 touchdowns, 10 picks. Almost 3,500 yards. His QBR is 75, which is third in the NFL. Dak is getting paid, I'm going to say, 35 M's. What you call it?
How much did Tony Romo ever get? Did he ever get something that big?
Hell no.
And he got one playoff win.
Well, Wentz got like 33, so they're going to use that as leverage.
Yeah.
They're going to use that as major leverage. If Wentz got 33, Dak's going to get 35.
Wentz is shit in the bed right now. So I think he'll get 30, maybe 33, 34, but I don't know. I guess he has to deserve it because who else is out there? Romo ain't coming back.
Right.
So
yes or no? Just
yeah.
Okay. I want you to say that. Guess who's back? That shit you was saying on the video
guess
before.
who's back?
Yeah. You saying guess who's back? Like guess who's back? Carmelo Anthony back in the NBA. I never thought I'd be happy. I kind of was mad with Melo in New York, but on the low, I was always a Carmelo fan from Syracuse. I just don't like what he offered to the Knicks in his latter years. Early, he came in striking. I think it's a beautiful thing he's back in the NBA and his career didn't end the way I thought it was going to end and everybody else thought it was going to end. I love the fit in Portland, but this is the bad thing. They 1-3 with him in the lineup and 6-12 overall. Now you think they should give him time for they can start winning with him? Maybe it's something like that.
No, they were 0-2. Two of those losses were without Damian Lillard.
Right.
So you got to give them an alibi there. So they 1-1 with a full roster.
Got you.
Okay, so because obviously McCollum as the first option, he's not Damian Lillard. And you put in Carmelo as the second option. Remember, he gets to be the third option.
I love McCollum, though, a.k.a. Gregory Hines.
Killer,
Gregory Hines, I love him.
He's not Damian Lillard, though. He's not
he ain't Lillard.
You have to worry about throwing
he
two
ain't
guys
D.
at
Lillard.
him.
Yeah, he ain't D.
Hit a
Lillard.
big clutch shot. Good player, solid player, but that didn't help on Melo's debut or whatever. But, hey, I mean, for him to have this opportunity at this part of his career, didn't think it was going to happen. I'm glad he's getting an opportunity to play. He tremendously makes that team better when you're going from Evan Turner last year playing the three, who can't score,
right,
to a guy that's second right now in active players in most points scored behind LeBron James.
And you've seen that Melo been working out, not working out like muscle-wise, but he's in shape.
He's in the gym. He knows.
Yeah, he's in shape. He's averaging 16 points, 5.3 rebounds, 1.8 assists. Salute to Carmelo Anthony. Welcome back to the NBA. I think it's good for the NBA. This is a good story for the NBA. Any last words you want to say about that?
Shout out to Melo. Stay mellow. Been rocking with you since Syracuse, Denver, NYC, Houston, Oklahoma City, now Portland. Hey,
let's get
make it happen.
And I said I like the way it looked when they put him up with Lillard and McCullough in that picture.
Oh, yeah.
I said, this might work. And it's early. It's still early. Now, I got to mention this. I got an OG football player that a lot of people don't know about who just took over third all-time in rushing. OG Frank Gore. Frankie Gore. Talk about him, man. I mean, he's got 15,289 yards. He's third on the list, and he's 1,500 yards behind Sweetness and Walter Payton. I mean, I don't even think anybody knows about Frank Gore having these yardage. Like, he's so down low.
I can't even tell you all the teams he played for. The Colts, the Bills, the Niners.
He strived with the Niners for a lot of years.
That's where he got
Then he started swilling him up.
He's still getting buckets. He's still doing his thing. I mean,
hold up. Humpty 3-13 for the Warriors. But no one wants to give him a break because everybody's hurt. That's the only reason why we're not really targeting the Warriors just yet. Tony Sports was going on. Brain Fix was going on. I highly recommend y'all go to the beginning of the video. I got a rest in peace shout out to Lino Rodriguez that y'all would like to see. Okay, Frankie Gore, talk to him.
I mean, I don't know how many more years he got left, but he's still out there getting buckets. He's still out there doing
You think can he get 1,500 more at this stage of his career? That'll probably be about at least 2 years.
He's 7?
He's up there. He's in great shape.
He is, but how many more chances is he gonna get in the NFL? He's been an Iron Man though, to say at the running back position. Yeah. You don't see them out there past 30.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to 29, 30 years old, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
So for him to still be putting up these numbers, and he's top 5 all time now, threatening.
He's got almost 600 yards this year, so he might get the 1,000. Might get it. I think about 5-6 games left.
Yeah, right.
Depending how if he can average about 80 yards a game, he can get
see.
it. Let me give his career numbers real quick: 5 Pro Bowls, 221 games, 3,500 rushes, 15,289 yards, 79 touchdowns, 4.3 average for Frank Gore. Salute and congratulations to Frankie Gore. Now, you ready for the free picks?
Let's go. Let's fix it up.
Listen, we're the raw truth. Nobody kicks it like us. We went 0-3 last week. Vegas Day wouldn't even mention if he lost one big game. We mentioning that we lost every fucking ticket. We couldn't get a break, right? UCLA could have covered on their last fucking drive.
Easily covered.
Broncos couldn't move the fucking ball. And then on my teaser, Carolina covered easy. But then the fucking Packers got blown out. Yeah. So we went 0-3 from 21-13. We 21-16.
57%.
Talk to him.
Going 3 plays this week. A little chalky, but it's for Thanksgiving. All right. Thanksgiving teaser.
Hold up. Tanya said Celtics look great. They always look great early in the year, Tanya.
They got injuries.
Yeah, we're going to see late. We're going to see late. And Douglas Bender said that Gore will retire in 2 years. So that means he might have the chance to get 1,500 yards, depending on how many times he gets the ball, how many games he plays.
Right. All right, we'll go right to the teaser.
No. Go to the straight play.
No, because it's the teaser.
Go to the straight play.
Thanksgiving is 2 days from
now. No, it
now.
don't matter.
All
Go
right,
to the straight play.
We'll go Saturday. Ohio State, Michigan rivalry. Ohio State opened up as around 10, 9.5, down to 8.5, 8. I'm seeing. Getting good value right there. Now this is the chance to get Harbaugh out there. Harbaugh's done after this year. I think they blow him out. They one of the best cover teams in football this year. They don't just win. They
you don't
win
think
big.
Harbaugh's going to play the toughest game of his life?
He's going to try.
But Ohio State just got too much talent. They blew him out last year, right?
They blew him out every year.
Shit.
This is another year where they're going to blow him out, I think.
They playing in Ann Arbor?
No, they're playing Michigan.
Wow.
It's 8.5. I'm taking Ohio State to blow them out by 2 touchdowns or more. Michigan is done.
I know my boy Tony Sports disagree with you. Tony Sports love points at home.
Oh, I know.
He love points at home.
A rivalry like this big, Ohio State ain't trying to win. They trying to bury him.
Yeah, and they're just too talented through the ball. And they're a lot bigger than Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
They always been bigger.
If whoever controls the tempo of this game, if Michigan can slow it down, muck it up, they have a chance to cover this game. Ohio State's going to try to play
I don't
fast.
think win. I think cover.
Right.
I think Ohio State wins the game.
It can happen. They can win somehow.
Right.
8.5 is an 18.5. And then the second play, we going into
Packers.
Sunday, Green Bay in New York. Aaron Rodgers against Danny Dimes, your boy. 6.5 point spread. It's just
T-Pain.
It's low, but it's not that high. I think Aaron Rodgers can cover.
If the Packers can't beat the Giants by a touchdown, they should fucking go to hell, especially after that performance in Frisco.
It's in New York. Aaron Rodgers used to the cold weather. He'll be all right. I think they win this game.
I think the Giants stay close early, but then they'll pull away.
Yeah, win by double digits. And then the teaser, I'll let you go into it because you better.
Okay, yeah. Tony Mazzola likes Green Bay. Yeah, Tony Mazzola, that's pretty good. But I got my own teaser, Tony Mazzola. I'm going to bring the Saints down from 7 to a pick'em. ATL, the Dirty Birds, whoop their ass in Who Dat Nation. Revenge game. Breeze is coming out. Breeze going to light them up. ATL look like shit at Tampa Bay. Possibility that ATL can cover the 7. They won't win this game. This game is way too important for the Saints. I got the Saints out of pick'em. Tied that up with the Cowboys, who lost a real tough game at New England. They playing Buffalo, who spanked Denver. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to cover the 7. I got them also at +1/2. So here are the 3 free plays. You got Ohio State -8.5 at Ann Arbor. You got Green Bay -6.5 at Giant Stadium. And last but not least, the 2-team 7-point teaser. You got the Saints at Atlanta. You bring them down from 7 to a pick'em. Then you got the boys at home against Buffalo, 6.5 to +1/2. All right? So that's your 3 free plays. Take them. Use them as a tool. Do what you got to do with them. Bottom line is we still 21-16. 57% you said, right, buddy?
7%.
So you got anything you want to add on real quick?
That's it. Enjoy y'all Thanksgiving. Share the video, like it, comment, whatever. Make sure everybody else gets to see it. Big week coming up. Football all over the place. Enjoy y'all time with y'all families. Don't eat too much. Eat enough.
Happy Thanksgiving. Shout out to Syndicate Radio, Vegas Divas, D Beeman, Kim Waterman, Tony Sports. And last but not least, happy birthday to my stepfather, Luchito. And this video here was dedicated to my boy Lino Rodriguez. Great guy. God bless his soul. He lost his fight to cancer. Lino, look over your peoples. Miguel and Bailey, you know them guys love you. I can't say the same because I ain't been around you much, but I always respect and enjoy your company whenever I had a minute with you. You stay up. Everybody stay good. God bless. And see us next Thursday. Noah Parker, Alyork Sports. We going to give y'all nothing but the raw truth. 100 flowers for the dead, y'all. Keep up.